The Song of the Deep is a side-scrolling action-adventure game about a little girl in a homemade submarine searching for her father deep under the waves. This game is in a subgenre known as Metroidvania, a reference to the Metroid series and the Castlevania games starting with my beloved Symphony of the Night. The defining characteristics of a Metroidvania game are a wide map with many areas and secrets that are inaccessible to the player. As the player explores and fights bosses, they slowly acquire new equipment or skills that expand their abilities, allowing them to push further into the world. If you're familiar with Ubisoft's game Child of Light, the immediate thought you'll have upon booting up Song of the Deep is that they're very, very heavily influenced by this earlier game. The art style, the music, the narration, and narrative cutscenes all scream Child of Light. The gameplay is different, but the concept remains the same, a young girl on a journey of discovery and empowerment. The two are so similar that I wouldn't be surprised if a large number of the same staff worked on both projects. That said, Song of the Deep is not a pale imitation of Child of Light. It feels like another story by the same author, in a good way. If you like one, you'll probably like the other, assuming the different gameplay sits right with you. If you haven't played Child of Light, what you need to know is that Song of the Deep has incredible art, entrancing music, a likable heroine, great gameplay, and a good story to boot. I'm obsessed with Metroidvania games, and this one is very good. Don't be misled by its young heroine. There's a legitimate game here that will live up to your expectations and is difficult enough for adult gamers to enjoy. There's satisfying combat, addictive exploration, creative puzzles, and solid boss fights. My only complaint is that sometimes the puzzles and the arcade aspects combine into puzzles that are easy to understand, but a pain to actually complete. This certainly isn't unique to Song of the Deep, but it can be frustrating. So should you buy Song of the Deep? Based on having played it for 4 hours, my answer is an emphatic yes. Check it out. If you liked this review video, please consider subscribing to my channel. You'll find board game and video game reviews, how to play videos, and more fun stuff coming up. My wife and I also record a podcast about board gaming called Dice and Dachshunds. You can find it on iTunes, Podbean, and Board Game Geek.